Well, it's safe to say that Japan is not one of those countries you F around for your IRL live streams, because you will find out. Because there's been a few updates in regards to the Kick streamer who ran all over Japan harassing innocent civilians for his own content, and I'm going to be blunt here and say it's really not looking good for him. But to catch everyone up to speed here, this is Johnny Somali. He now has the crown for being one of the dumbest IRL streamers ever due to his antics in Japan. And he's done way too much to just be able to cover it all in a quick summary, but the main points were essentially harassing people in the subway saying America was gonna Japan again, and that went on for about 15 minutes until another American just got so embarrassed from hearing him say this stuff that he went up and was like, why are you doing this, man? And at this time, Johnny Somali was doing this for like 14 subscribers, and that American kind of forced him to lie because he didn't want to admit that he was doing all that for 14 subscribers. But that made him go incredibly viral, and then a bunch of people started watching him from that moment. He then continued harassing people throughout the day, hitting on women, and then when they denied him, he ended up calling them ugly. Like, it was just a bunch of really weird behavior. But then he ended up being confronted by a dude on a motorcycle, and that's where he dropped his entire like tough guy shtick, because he wanted to avoid this biker at all costs. But thankfully for Johnny, this biker just wanted to understand his actions and wasn't really looking to fight him. He just called the police on him when Johnny wouldn't take any accountability for harassing people. So that was his first interaction with the police. They didn't arrest him because they didn't really have anything to charge him with, and instead of taking this as a warning, as most people would, I guess he took that as a massive green light, because essentially he thought, oh, I got away with all that today because I wasn't arrested. I guess that just means I can continue doing that for content. So then he started to do more and more reckless stuff for attention. But the problem with doing this sort of content is you have to keep on doing more and more extreme stuff just to keep getting viewers, because or else they're just gonna get bored. And at the same time, he was going viral for all the wrong reasons in Japan. People wanted to see him humbled. So he just set his career up as a disaster waiting to happen. And it's safe to say his actions started catching up to him, because suddenly he was getting punched in the face randomly by random civilians of Japan almost every single day. And then people started alleging that people associated to the Yakuza started showing up. And at one point he was also forced to do some sort of traditional Japanese apology, but naturally he just made an absolute joke out of that. And I guess he got scared for his life, so he ended up leaving Japan. Then once he left Japan, I guess he got some sort of like false sense of security, so he started insulting Japan a lot on his streams. Essentially, he spent a couple days rubbing it in that nothing happened to him while he was in Japan. And I guess he just kept live streaming in Thailand for roughly a month, and then for some reason he probably did the second dumbest decision of his life other than starting to live stream, which was return to Japan. I guess for some weird reason he thought just because he hasn't thought about Japan for 3 to 4 weeks that everything's now calmed down, it's completely fine for him to return. Well, he was wrong, because as soon as he got back, he was getting punched over and over again by random people. Again. And this time he was being confronted left and right as well. So then his stupid response to that was just to take the disrespect to a whole new level. And he brought back his painfully bad joke, the America's gonna you guys again. Except he went to Disneyland to do that instead. But then eventually he went on to do something incredibly stupid, which was trespass on a hotel construction site.
They're mad, bro. He's getting activated, dog. Check.
Hey, whoa! Whoa! No. We'll come to work.
Even 2 months later, he's dropping the same lame joke. Like, imagine ruining your own life off of being this unfunny. Just replace one disaster with another disaster. Dude. And that clip of him trespassing is what got him arrested. At first, he wasn't arrested, but a few days later, he noticed on stream that a bunch of police officers were following him. And shortly after, 12 police officers surrounded him and arrested him for trespassing. But it now seems like he's facing additional charges, but his baseline is facing 3 years in prison for the trespassing. The first update to all of this is by Asian Dawn that says the Japanese government will hold Johnny Somali for 28 days. In those 28 days, it will use sleep deprivation tactics and hours upon hours of interrogation to break his mind and force him to confess his crime, trespassing. Once he confesses, Japan has a 99% conviction rate. They will sentence Johnny to 3 years in prison, then they will deport him back to America once he finishes his sentence. There is no early or good behavior parole in Japan. Unfortunately for Johnny though, he doesn't need to admit it. He's already live streamed himself himself doing every single crime he's been accused of here. The dude just absolutely played himself, but it seems like he's getting additional charges because it also seems like he's been charged for another incident. The only article I could find on this was in Japanese, so I did have to use Google Translate here, but it says, Osaka Prefectural Police's South Police Station is investigating a case in which Ismail Ramzi Khalid, a US citizen known as Johnny Somali, a nuisance online distributor, was arrested on suspicion of trespassing on a construction site. On Sunday, they decided to arrest him again on suspicion of forcibly obstructing business operations for causing a nuisance by broadcasting a live stream without permission at a restaurant in Osaka City. I'm assuming by saying they arrested him again, they probably charged him again because he's already under the arrest. Like, he is in jail currently. According to investors, I'm assuming it's investigators though, Khalid is suspended of disrupting a business of restaurants in Osaka by filming them and distributing the videos on the internet. According to the police station, Khalid was arrested on September 21st on suspicion of colluding with an American acquaintance and breaking into the planned hotel construction site in Nihobashi, Chuo Ward, Osaka City. Sorry in advance if I absolutely butchered those names, but we'll also get to this American acquaintance later on because he was also arrested. But it also said that that happened around noon on August 30th. The same police station was also investigating after it discovered that he'd been engaging in other nuisance behavior at other restaurants in Osaka, such as entering the kitchen without permission and contracting a live broadcast. I'm assuming that's just him being a nuisance to everyone inside of that restaurant by live streaming it all. He was probably also just annoying everyone with his text-to-speech that he has blaring on a speaker 24/7 as well. I also found another Japanese article that said, in case of the arrest of the US nuisance net distributor Johnny Somali, as they entered a construction site, the Osaka Metropolitan Police Department on the 12th, he was accused of obstructing the prestige business in which he was annoying at a restaurant in Osaka Minami. Rearrested Johnny Somali and the acquaintance according to the police station. Johnny is silent. The rearrest charge conspired on September 12th around 1:30 a.m. a cattle bill chain in Osaka City, and the appearance of the store was delivered live on a smartphone. He said that he was able to support the store side and interfere with his business, such as playing loud music. Okay, I feel like Google Translate is definitely butchering this, but essentially what we were guessing was happening earlier. The dude was just blaring his text-to-speech, probably playing music, and just overall being a nuisance to everyone around him. Nothing new from our guy Johnny Somali over here. What's funny about this article though is they call him a junk distributor. That is Google translated, so I don't know what they're actually calling him, but that's a funny term. But the YouTuber Decoy Voice also found a clip of the guy who was with Johnny Somali at the construction site getting arrested as well.
The embassy is useless. That's what I'm saying. Gino, they're gonna get you as an accomplice? You think so? I don't know what to do, Chad. I honestly don't know anymore. So I just got off the phone with the Minami police. They're looking for me. Bro, yeah, I don't understand. I can't run. Even if I went to the airport right now, try to hop on a flight to Thailand, they're probably not even gonna let me on the plane, bro. Oh my God, they have private investigators out here, bro, already waiting for me. I'm going, Minami. No, that's not okay. You're harassing me for no reason. I gotta go, guys. I'm getting arrested, so.
Why is he saying, I'm getting arrested for no reason? Dude, you broke the law in a foreign country and you made money off of exploiting the kindness of the Japanese people. What did you really expect was going to happen here? If they just treated everyone with respect, none of this would have happened. But unfortunately for them, they wouldn't have gotten the attention they craved then. It's definitely going to be very interesting to see what kind of sentence Johnny ends up getting, because it all really depends on how much they add to his original charge. Because again, unfortunately for Johnny, he live streamed everything. So I'm assuming that the detectives are likely going through all the VODs as we speak.